The flight attendant's voice crackled through the intercom at exactly 2:47 p.m., 30,000 feet over the Atlantic. We've just received an urgent message for passengers in seats 2A and 2B. I watched my phone screen in economy row 34, my finger hovering over the confirm cancellation button. The worst part wasn't the $8,000 I was about to lose on the villa reservation. It was knowing my mother and sister were sipping champagne in first class right now, laughing about how I couldn't afford to sit with them. They had no idea I was on this plane. 3 weeks earlier, I'd been standing in Mom's kitchen, watching my sister Peyton flip through a travel magazine like she was auditioning for a lifestyle brand. "So obviously Mom and I will fly first class to Santorini," Peyton announced, not looking up. "You should just book yourself on the same flight. I mean, when you can afford it. No pressure." Mom didn't even glance up from her phone. The silence was its own agreement. I'd gotten used to this. The golden child and her enabler. 28 years of being uninvited to Peyton's wedding photos because my dress clashed with the aesthetic. Watching Mom buy Peyton a car for her birthday while giving me a gift card. Hearing, "Well, Peyton has a real career," every time I mentioned my remote work. But this was different. This trip was supposed to be for Mom's 60th birthday. I'd suggest Santorini. I'd researched the villa. And now Peyton was planning it like I was just some tag-along who couldn't keep up. My best friend Jade listened to the whole story over video call, her face growing more incredulous with each detail. "Wait, let me get this straight," she said, leaning toward her camera. "You're actually going to book this villa you found, pay for it yourself, and just not tell them?" The Villa Artemis, 5-star on the cliffs, infinity pool, private chef, $12,000 for the week. Jade's eyes widened. "That's insane." The villa or my plan? Both. But also, she grinned, also kind of brilliant? What are you going to do? I pulled up my laptop. The reservation screen glowed. The villa was perfect. Exactly what I'd described to them in my suggestions that Peyton had dismissed as cute ideas. "I'm going to book everything under my name. The villa, the private transfers, the wine tastings, everything Peyton's been bragging about planning." My finger clicked confirm payment. $11,847. "And then?" Jade asked. "Then, I'm going to wait." The group text started exactly how I expected. Peyton. "Okay, so I found the perfect villa. Villa Artemis. Mom, you're going to die. Private infinity pool, cliffside views, the whole thing." My coffee cup stopped halfway to my mouth. Mom. "Peyton, how do you always find the best places? My daughter is so talented." Peyton. "Just booked it. $12,000, but totally worth it for your birthday, Mom. Split 3 ways. That's $4,000 each." I waited exactly 10 seconds before typing. Me. "Sounds beautiful. Let me know the details." Peyton. "Oh, well, actually, it might be easier if you just Venmo me when you get there. I know money's been tight for you lately." Money wasn't tight. My freelance consulting business had cleared $240,000 last year. But I'd stopped correcting this narrative 3 years ago, when Peyton told everyone at Thanksgiving I was between jobs, while I was literally on a call with a Fortune 500 client. Me. "Sure, no problem. What about flights?" Peyton. "Mom and I are doing first class, obviously. There are economy seats available if you search. United has some decent options." That's when I booked my economy seat. Row 34E. Same flight, same day. The week before departure, I called Villa Artemis directly. "Ms. Winters?"
The manager, Sophia, had a warm Greek accent.
Yes, your reservation is confirmed. May 15th through 22nd. Everything is prepared. Perfect. I need to add one small detail to the arrangement. Of course. When my family arrives, don't mention I'm the one who booked. If they ask about payment or arrangements, just say it's all handled. Can you do that? There was a pause. Then, this is, how do you say, a surprise? Something like that. Sophia laughed. I have a sister too. I understand perfectly. I also called the airline. First class was sold out, I'd checked. But I confirmed my economy seat and added one special request to the manifest. The day before the flight, Peyton's text arrived. Peyton, reminder, we're flying out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mom and I will be in first class if you want to say hi before takeoff. No biggie if not. See you in Santorini. Don't forget your share of the villa payment. Me. Have a great flight. See you there. JFK. Terminal 1 was chaotic that morning. I kept my sunglasses on and my baseball cap low, staying far from the first-class lounge where I knew they'd be sipping mimosas. Boarding started at 9:30. I watched from gate C-43 as Peyton and Mom swanned down the jetway in matching designer travel outfits, laughing about something on Peyton's phone. I boarded in Group 5. Row 34E was exactly as cramped as I expected. The middle-aged man in 34F was already snoring. The woman in 34D had her elbow firmly planted on our shared armrest. But I had the window, and I had Wi-Fi. And most importantly, I had the Villa Artemis reservation confirmation pulled up on my phone. At 10:47 a.m., 30 minutes into the flight, I opened the group text. Peyton, first class is amazing. They just brought warm nuts and champagne. How's the economy? I took a photo of my tiny tray table and plasticky meal. Me, living the dream. So excited for the villa. Quick question, did you get a confirmation email from them? The 3 dots appeared immediately. Peyton, of course I did. I booked it. Why? Me, just wanted to make sure everything was set. Can you forward it to me? 5 minutes passed. Then, Peyton, it's in my other email. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. I waited until we were over the Atlantic, out of cell range, fully committed to this 8-hour flight. Then I called the flight attendant. Excuse me, I said quietly. I need to send a message to passengers in first class. It's a family emergency. She looked concerned. Of course. What's the message, and who are the passengers? Seats 2A and 2B. Tell them the villa reservation has been canceled. They should contact the person who actually booked it immediately. Her eyes widened slightly, but she was professional. I'll deliver it right away. 10 minutes later, my phone buzzed with Wi-Fi messages. 17 texts in rapid succession. Peyton, what is happening? Peyton, the flight attendant just said the villa is canceled. Peyton, did you do something? Mom, sweetie, what's going on? Peyton is very upset. Peyton, I'm calling the villa right now. Peyton, it's not going through. Peyton, Mom is having a panic attack. I took a sip of my ginger ale, counted to 60. Then typed, Me, that's so weird. Maybe you should check your booking confirmation? Oh, wait. Peyton, what does that mean? Me, I'm just confused because I have the actual booking confirmation right here, in my name, paid in full 3 weeks ago. You know, when you were planning everything? The typing indicator appeared and disappeared 6 times. My phone screen exploded with incoming calls. All declined. Then, Mom, I don't understand. You booked the villa? Me. Yes, Villa Artemis. Cliffside infinity pool. Private chef. Everything Peyton claimed she'd found and booked. I reserved it the same day I suggested it to both of you. The day before Peyton announced she'd discovered it. Peyton, this is insane. You're literally insane. Me. I paid $11,847. I have the receipts. I also have screenshots of you claiming you booked it and asking me to pay you $4,000 when we arrive. Were you planning to pocket my money? Or did you actually think you'd booked it somehow? The dots appeared and disappeared. Appeared and disappeared. Finally, Peyton. I was going to book it. I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. Stop being so dramatic. Mom. Honey, this seems like a misunderstanding. Can we talk when we land? Me. Here's what's going to happen. I'm sitting in seat 34E on this exact flight. Surprise! I'm right here with you. When we land in Athens, there will be a private car waiting. For one person. Me. It will take me to Villa Artemis, where I will spend a lovely week in the accommodation I researched, booked, and paid for. Me. You two will need to figure out your own arrangements. I hear there's a Holiday Inn near.
The airport. You can't do this to Mom. It's her birthday trip. You're right. It is Mom's birthday trip. The one I planned. The one I invited both of you on. The one where you decided to book yourself first-class tickets and tell me to meet you there because I couldn't afford to sit with you. Mom made her choice when she laughed and went along with it. When she didn't say a single word while you condescended to me. Again. I never meant. There are actually 2 extra rooms at the villa. I'd originally booked it for all 3 of us. Funny how that works. The Athens airport was bathed in golden Mediterranean light when we landed at 4:32 p.m. local time. I stayed in my seat until every first-class passenger had deplaned. Then I walked up the empty aisle, pulling my carry-on behind me. Peyton and Mom were waiting at the gate. Peyton's face was blotchy and red. Mom looked smaller somehow. Older. This is cruel, Peyton said immediately. You're being cruel. I stopped. I looked at both of them. I'm being clear, I said. For the first time in 28 years, I'm being perfectly clear about what I will and won't accept. Mom reached for my arm. Please, we can talk about this. We can fix this. You've had 3 weeks to fix this, Mom. 3 weeks where you watched Peyton treat me like a charity case, where you said nothing when she told me to book my own economy seat because I couldn't afford to sit with you, using money I earned, on a trip I planned. I didn't know you'd. That's the problem. You didn't ask. Neither of you asked. You just assumed. I pulled up my phone and showed them the Villa Artemis confirmation. My name, my credit card, my reservation. There's a car waiting for me outside, I said. There are hotels in Athens if you need to regroup. The villa has your names on the guest list if you'd like to join me. Peyton's eyes lit up. So we can, under conditions. We sat in an airport cafe, untouched Greek coffees between us. Here's what happens if you want to salvage this trip, I said. First, Peyton pays me back the $4,000 you were planning to charge me for a reservation you never made. Consider it a fraud refund. Peyton opened her mouth. I held up my hand. Second, you both apologize. Actually apologize. Not, I'm sorry you felt that way. Not, let's just move past this. An actual acknowledgement of the pattern.
Mom's hands were shaking around her coffee cup. Third, this is the last time either of you treats me like I'm lesser than. My career, my choices, my life, they're mine. You don't get to diminish them anymore. And if we don't agree? Peyton's voice was small. Then I spend a wonderful week at a beautiful villa, and you both learn a very expensive lesson about assumptions. Silence. Then Mom spoke, her voice cracking. You're right. Peyton's head whipped toward her. You're right, Mom repeated. I've let this happen. I've watched Peyton. I've participated in making you feel like you had to prove yourself, and you never did. You never had to. A tear rolled down her cheek. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry I made you feel like you weren't enough, exactly as you are. I felt my own throat tighten. Peyton was staring at her hands. When she finally looked up, her eyes were red. I've been jealous, she whispered, of how easy things seem for you, how you just do your own thing and don't care what people think. I've been horrible because I've been jealous. She wiped her face. I'm sorry. Really sorry. And I'll Venmo you the money right now. The Villa Artemis was exactly as beautiful as the photos promised. We spent that week swimming in the infinity pool, drinking local wine on the terrace, talking in ways we hadn't in years. Maybe ever. Peyton cried twice more. Once when she admitted she'd been lying about her perfect marriage. Once when she thanked me for not actually canceling the reservation. I didn't cancel it, I told her. I just let you think I might. There's a difference. Mom asked about my work for the first time in years. Really asked, really listened. She seemed amazed by what I actually did, the clients I worked with, the life I'd built. On her 60th birthday, we watched the sunset from the cliffs. 3 women, 3 different paths, finally seeing each other clearly. I'm still mad about first class, I said. Peyton laughed. Fair. For what it's worth, the champagne wasn't even that good. Liar. Okay, it was amazing. But it would have been better if you were there. I believed her. We flew home economy class together. All 3 of us, row 34, D, E, F. Cramped and ridiculous and laughing about the tiny bags of pretzels. Some lessons are worth $12,000. Some are worth even more. Sometimes the price of being seen isn't money at all. It's being willing to walk away from people who refuse to see you. And sometimes, just sometimes, they follow.